Hello, everyone. So nice to see you today. This is our 14th session on the senior forum, so we're making really amazing progress here. Last week, we looked at the golden roosters. We're going to go back to those golden roosters today and see, sort of refine them a little bit, answer questions. I want to clarify something I said last week for everybody. And then my hope is that we will go on to the next two moves because they should be familiar to all of us. Repulse monkey, there's just one repulse monkey in the senior form, and then high pat on horse. And high pat on horse is also, the transition into high pat on horse is also a little different and I think a little easier. We'll see what you think. So that's our agenda for today. Let's start by doing what we know. I want to start by doing it in a standard direction. And then I just want to mix it up by doing it in another direction. So when we do that, inevitably, you're going to find that there's some place where you can't see what you could see before if you've been watching. But the good news is you're going to find that there are places where you can see where you couldn't see before. So I want to start mixing it up that way. So let's go through it twice, and let's start from our standard. Prepare. Opening. White crane spreads its wings. Grasp the bird's tail. Right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Fist under elbow. Left brush knee and push. Right brush knee and push. I'm getting a lot of background noise. If that's in your space, you can take care of it. Step up and punch down. Here are those golden roosters. 1, 2. All right. All right, so in your space, is there other noise going on in the background on either of your spaces? All right. If so, if you can mute yourself, that'd be great. And if not, no worries. All right, let's try it from a different direction. I'm gonna pick this direction. That is gonna mean that when you're doing grasp the bird's tail, you're gonna do it, you're gonna turn your back to your screen when you do grasp the bird's tail. Just so you know. All right. And prepare. Opening. White crane spreads its wings. Grasp the bird's tail. Right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Fist under elbow. Left brush knee and push. Right brush knee and push. Step up and punch down. Golden rooster stands on one leg. 1, 2, 3. All right. Any questions about any of those moves?
Well, I was wondering about the torso. If it's just kind of hard to see where exactly we're supposed to be. I think I don't know, it was right before Golden Rooster, but then, I don't know.
Okay, so
we were
punch
thinking about it.
down. Okay, so you want to give a shout out? We can do that again, or so we.
Let's do that one more time. Let's start well, maybe with the brush knees, and then go into that, and then I'll keep a better eye on what how you've
Sounds
turned.
good.
Okay.
Sounds good. Do you want to do it in the direction we just did those brush knees, or would you like to do it in the regular direction?
Wherever I could see better how you've turned.
Okay, then I think we want to be this way. All right, so brush knees start from fist under elbow. Maybe I can add that to the calling a little bit. So fist under elbow, we are in a left empty step. Left foot's forward, one line, two sides, right foot to the corner. And we are punching inwards, and for fist under elbow, our chest is to the corner. All right, so we have punched down, and but we have not closed our chest here, right? We've punched down and we've pushed down on that foot, but we did not turn square. And our gaze is towards 9 o'clock. Then opening our right palm, we swing, step for brush knee. And we close our torso. We turn square here. And our next brush knee coming up. And opening, turning left as we do our left brush knee, and then square as we bend our knee. and then coming up again and turning now to the right, open to the right, and then as we punch down, we are square. Now we're coming up, we'll go into this in a little more detail, but we're adjusting our setting, bringing our back foot in, rotating our right arm, and now we are definitely open to the right corner. And up and down. Starting to get square here as we put our left foot down and pull back. Now we finished that. We've been turning left. We went to square and then we now are to the left. And then we come up. And when I'm saying turning, obviously I'm talking about the torso. Did you figure out which one?
Yes, that was good. That just doing that series
Oh, great.
showed me where to turn on all of that. So
Do you
yeah,
want to practice it again?
Oh, we can do it one more time. That'd be great.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do it. Let's do that part. Here we go. We are going to left brush knee. And as we bend that knee, we are square. Coming up, turning a little bit to the right, just because that happens when our foot goes out to the right. And big turn left. Polish the table. We're starting to turn back, but the real turn finishes as we bend our knee and strike. Coming up for punch down, same kind of thing, opening to the left. Whoops, sorry, here. I'm forgetting what I'm doing. And as you sweep, bend that knee and punch down. Coming up, opening to the right. Stepping back, opening to the left. So that's an emphasis on the turns. That's good, Dorothy? Good. All right. All right. Sounds good. You can, I'm not getting sound from you, so you're welcome to unmute if you want. It's totally up to you.
Well, occasionally little fellow here barks, so I'll keep muted.
Okay, sounds good. You just get a little bit of water here. I want to go into I want to do it now. I want to do it and sort of watch you folks as we do these. I actually want to go into a review of our last two moves of the Golden Roosters for us here. So let me do that with you. My gaze will be wrong because I'm going to be peeking at what you folks are doing. All right. So let's first, I want to explain a couple of things. Actually, let me explain it this way. If we had just done parry, block, and punch, right? We'd be like this. And I'm just going to put this hand down like this. This would be parry, block, and punch. Now I want to show you that from here. So if we were doing parry, block, and punch, right? We'd punch like this, right? And I'm just going to bring this hand down. So I want to show you, do you see the angle at which my body is in this bow step? It's not like this. It's like this. Do you see from my back right heel forward, sort of to the top of my head? Well, not to the top of my head, because my head is straight, right? Like it's not like this, but my head is straight. But sort of to my shoulders at the very least, to where my neck begins, there is one line. So if my bow step is shorter, right, it's going to be less of an angle. If my bow step is longer, it's going to be more of an angle. The reason I'm saying this is because when we do punch down, we get in our regular bow step, but we actually bend more, right? We bend right here. We bend more so that we can reach somebody's, who's standing here, somebody's knee and punch it. All right. So that's where we are. So when we are here, one of the things we're going to have to do is come back up. But and we do that by doing this, and we do it at the same, so that's basically what we're doing, but we don't come all the way up here. Do you see that? We just are coming this far. It's a little tricky because at the same time, so let's just imagine we punched this way and weren't down. At the same time, we're going to come forward, peeling off that back foot and bringing that back foot in half a step so that we're going to be able to, do our golden roosters. So our footwork here, right, and our setting, if we had punched this way, would just kind of look like this, right? And then we would come back and push off the front foot and come up. Because we're bumped down, because we're not bumped down, because we're folded down, as we come up, we're unfolding, but we only have to unfold to a certain amount. And then we're going to bring that right foot not just over, but also in a little bit, a little closer, so it's easy for us to shift our weight back. Now, what I did not clarify last time, remember, we've punched. What I didn't clarify last time is that when you get back to this position, you are still with the palm facing. But and meanwhile, of course, you've been bringing your weight forward, right? And you've been coming back up into that position. Then you're going to bring this right foot in and to the center. And as soon as your toe touches and starts to root, you are going to turn your right fist palm down and relax your left hand. Okay? Now, when I say relax, it's not going to just blah, right? It's going to kind of come down like a ward off. But you are relaxing it. You're relaxing this wrist. So let's actually try that from here. We come up, step in, and as soon as we step in, it goes palm down. Then as we come back, it's going to open. The hand is going to open, the right hand is going to open, and the left hand, right? The hand that was here and just relaxed. Here we go. So we come over, this hand relaxes right here, and then it's going to rotate up into that position you need, and you're turning to the right, bending your right arm. Right? So there's a whole lot going on right at the beginning of that movement. Not to mention that when we're doing this, we are adjusting our angle. All right, so let's try to get it all done at the same time. So here we go. So we've come down here and we are peeling off the back foot and we're coming up. And then our right foot comes in about halfway in both directions. And as it touches, you rotate it palm down. And what happens with the left hand? The left hand relaxes. One more time. Here we are, coming forward and rotate, relax. Everything, your weight is entirely in the front, but you've rooted now, and that you're immediately pushing back. What are you pushing back with? Normally, you know, you'd be rocking back on that heel. No, you are pushing back with the ball of your foot, turning to the right, opening as you turn to the right, opening your hand, pulling your arm back, and your left hand is sort of cocked. You see that? It's cocked up just a little bit. Nice, looking really, really nice. When your weight is entirely back and you are open already to this right corner, you one up, one down. What's the alignment you want? You want to make sure you're open enough that your hands in front of your eyes, but not above like the tip of your nose, and your elbow is over your knee. All right, so that's the first one. That's the first one. All right, so we're going to do that again, and then we're going to do the second one and review that. So we have come down, we're left bow stance, and we're punching down, and our setting is very forward. Peeling off with the back foot, shifting our weight. That foot comes in, both hands do something, both wrists do something, right? And then shifting back. As you shift back, this left hand's gonna cock up and the right one comes in. Then one up, one down. Now I can't do it because of my mobility in my left leg, but if you can, you want to, even if you're only going this far, you want to be able to get that foot to be covering your other leg. So from here, it looks like I'm doing it, right? From here, it doesn't look so good. All right, let's do it from this direction, and then I want to go on with what the next moves are.
Okay.
Oh, I also want to watch you. I also want to watch you do it. All right,
Okay.
so we're going to try it now from this direction. So here we are. We've punched down, right? Our gaze, by the way, just to remind, our gaze is going out parallel, like it would be just looking at the side of the room, except that it goes down when our setting changes, right? So it's coming out this way and hitting the floor later, right? So here we go. We are peeling off the back floor, back with our foot, bringing it in. And at that moment, when that foot comes over, that's the moment when the left hand changes and the right hand changes. And the left hand is relaxing. Then pushing with the ball of the left foot and turning to the right. What changes during this? We pull our right arm back and open that hand. So we pulled somebody back. We've also cocked this left arm. So now we've got a lifting arm ready to go. and then one up, one down. You should be looking straight ahead, tip of the nose, then foot down. See that foot roots. When the back foot roots, this hand is down. In this case, it's open and it's in the right position. The right hand has relaxed. Turning to the left, all of our weight back. Same thing, just on the other side. See, the right arm is now cocked. And one up, one down. That looks nice. Now, I want to point out, it isn't like this. It's like this. Always a curve, right, right. And if you can, you cock this. Yeah, there you go. Looking nice. And then this elbow kind of works to be with your knee. But that's, you know, that's when you're doing it. But that's where it goes, exactly. And you can take that arm and bring it down and see what it feels like. Okay, so watch me, watch me. So I'm just going to push it like this. I'm going to leave it there and just push it here. And at some point, yes, it has to open a little bit more to get where it needs to be. But you see, it's not that much. So we don't get there by doing this, You know, we don't get there by, oh, I'm just going to bend this arm up. No, we get there this way. You see that? Yeah. Yeah. So that's the way we get there. Looks good. Looks very good. All right. Any other questions about that?
No, it's just gonna need practice.
All right.
Get it.
So
Yep.
what I want to do is get a lot more practice at the end, because I want to practice with the next two moves. So when we did the long form, and I think everybody in here has done the long form, that's actually not true. Actually, I'm thinking about that. That is not true of a couple of the people in our class. So if you haven't done the long form, this will be your first time on Repulse Monkey and a version of High Pad on Horse. So let's introduce them. So when we are here, let's see, where we're here, I believe. When we're here, at the end of our second Repulse Monkey, second rooster, there you go, at our second rooster. This is Repulse Monkey. And this is High Pad on Horse. So we haven't talked much about applications, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because there's a lot of different ways you can use these moves. But when we're doing our golden rooster, a lot of what we're doing is being able to knee somebody and pull somebody into us and down. So you can imagine that you've pulled somebody down and then they're coming towards you and you're able to strike them with a knee that's coming up. All right, so that's what has happened. Here, am I on the right? No. This is where we're going to be. Same idea. This is where we're going to be. So to repulse the monkey, we're going to be swinging our arm out and stepping back. So I want you to imagine that you're maybe now retreating because that person is still coming towards you, but you're making sure you have a good grab on them. All right. And so you're grabbing and retreating. This other hand is coming to your shoulder. And then you are pulling, you are turning and striking. And when you strike, so you can do successive ones. This would be successive repulse monkeys if you need to keep retreating, right? And this is what's done in the long form. So let's go into what the footwork is for this, and then we'll see if we can go even into the next move. So we're here. So I have to remember which one we're doing. We're here. So the footwork here is we sink and going backwards for one line, two sides. So we're stepping back with enough room that we can be one line, two sides here. Right? So we were here, we sink, step back with our right foot and onto the ground and back. Let me do it this way because that will be much easier for everybody. So we are here, sink, step back, put your foot on the ground, shift back, and pivot on the front heel. One more time. Sink, step, heel, ball, toe. Your weight is still forward, but there is some small amount of weight in the back. Then you're going to turn your torso. Your torso at this point is pretty square once that foot is flat. And turn. Your hips are clearly to the corner now. Your torso is to the corner, and you've pivoted on the front foot. Now we're just going to go into the footwork we're going to need for the next move here while I'm here. The next move is going to be an empty step in this position. You're going to get there because you opened this way, you turned your torso and your hips. And before you turn your hips back, we're not going to just mechanically like open, close, open, close. There's a little bit of a, how am I going to say this? We don't just do this in Tai Chi, do we? Sudden, we do this, and then there's a little circle right before you come back from your center. So your center turns this way, and then there's this little circle before it turns back. That little circle, that keeps it from being just like this. It keeps it smooth. That circle is going to be very important. So if you can feel that you're moving from your center, that would be good. Let's go to this footwork one more time. So we were here. We sunk. It's a repulse monkey, toe down. And at this point, you could still be open to the corner a bit. But as you put your foot down, your chest is going to come towards the front. And then you're going to open to the side, big turn here, and pivot on your left foot. Then we're just going to, we have our weight, we're going to shift all of our weight during that little circle onto our right foot, pick up our left heel, and then put our left ball down for 30%. That second one is for this move. So I'm going to show them both to you together one more time. So we'll have a repulse monkey, followed by high pat on horse. So what's happening in repulse monkey? I'm going to grab somebody as I'm stepping back and retreating and then pull them in. What's happening with high pat on horse? I'm going to grab them here. And while I'm grabbing them, bring up my other arm, and then I'm going to pull them into me and strike them with the edge of my hand in the throat. So high pat on horse, otherwise meaning strike to the windpipe, probably, right? So that's where we are. All right. One more sip here. Any questions about the footwork or the meaning? We good on the footwork? Okay, good. So for folks who've never done repulse monkeys before, we're going to go through the repulse monkeys, and then I want to go through high pat on horse as well. All right. So repulse monkey, we have been like this. Is that right? Wait, hang on. Yes. Right. So our left arm is going to swing out. Our left arm is going to swing out as our right hand comes forward. Our right arm extends forward to grab. Okay? So from here, left hand swings out and right arm goes forward. Meanwhile, if we add the footwork, we're stepping back for this beginning of an empty step. So do you see what just happened too with the arms? So we were here. Step one, here. Step two, here. Right. Our left hand is ready to strike. So this is just like you would do in brush knee, right? Out and in, out and in. So we've got our footwork. We've been practicing that. Out and in as our foot goes down. And then we are fully rotated here. So from here, out, and that right hand is fully rotated. by the time you finish as well. And your feet are one line, two sides at the heels. Now, as your weight, you see my weight is still very far forward. And because you put your foot down, you probably feel your chest turning more square. Then shift back, turn and strike. So as you shift back, you're pulling your right arm in, you're turning to the right, and you are striking out. And pivoting on that left foot. Looking nice. This is where you want your arm to end up. So let's do it from this side. From here. Sink. Arms going out to the side. Right arm is extending. Foot touches. Everything finishes at the same time. As you put your foot down, your left arm comes in and your right hand finishes rotating if it hasn't already. Your gaze stays the same. And then shift back, pivot on the left, open to the right, and pull in. Make sure that you don't do this, right? You want that rounded back. And you look good. All right. All right, let's try that one once more. Repulse monkey from here. 1, out, step. 2, heel, ball, toe, left arm in, and shift, turn, strike. And are you at your hip? Yeah, that's where you want to be. All right, so that's that. Now, here we are. We are going to do this little circle with our center. It's just a little circle getting ready to turn in. So it's a little bit of a turn in. And when you do, this lovely arm that you have on the right is going to come up, and your left arm is going to be ready to grab underhanded. Nice. Then you're also going to be shifting. This is so hard for me to break down. All right, so we were here. As you do that circle, you are also shifting your weight all the way back. So that you can, when your right arm circles up, you have gone from this weighted, hang on. I want to make sure I'm telling you right. Right. So at this point, all these things happen. You are going to shift your weight, that little extra bit of weight back onto your back foot. You are going to come up with your arm. You are going to rotate your forward arm, and you are going to move from your heel to your ball with your empty step. Then 30%. Nice. Nice. So where is this left arm? This left arm is not behind you here. It's here. So you're doing nicely there. And it is right at your sort of rib. right? Actually, yeah, it's kind of like this, right? Right. So what's the meaning of this? Just to remind you again, let's see, where were we? We were here. And we went here. So our strike didn't work so well. So we're going to grab. We're going to grab and then pull them into us, remember? And pull them in. And you're going to connect with them probably part way because you're pulling this way. And you see the turn that you're making from here to here with your torso. So your waist is turning back square as in order to power your strike. All right. So I'm going to show it to you more. I'll show you both of them a little bit more at speed. So we're like this. So if it were, faster, it would be like that, right? And then it didn't work. So you come right back at them. Right. So that's the idea. So let's try it in both directions. So out of the corner of your eye, you can see at least one of these moves the easy way. So we're starting on our left leg in Golden Rooster. Repulse monkey. Left arm out, right foot back, and heel, ball, toe, arm in, palm up, and turn. Turn, strike. And shift your weight back, little circle, palm up, toe, ball touching. You are all ready to strike 30%, turn square, and remember you're striking with this part of your hand right here. Nice, nice. Right, we'll do it from this side now. Let's actually do them. Let's just do it from here. And repulse monkey. In position, weight still forward. Back, turn, strike. Make sure your back is still rounded. And you should find out that your hand is pretty much in the position it needs to just come up and be able to strike with this little circle. So here you go. Here's your circle. As you do, push down with that right foot so you can pick up the left. Change it to the ball. Are you ready? 30% on the front as you come back to square and strike. Nice, nice. So don't quite overextend. I want you to imagine that you're probably meeting the person. Remember, you're pulling somebody in. You're probably actually meeting the person closer to you than you're imagining. You're like, I'm going to strike them way out here. Well, you're pulling them into you, right? So in the end, this arm is here and this arm is here, but probably the strike happened right before that, right? When actually there was contact. So that's what's happening. Let's try everything from brush knee. Brush knee through all of this, and let's see if we can get some practice. Do you have any questions though first about these last two moves?
No, not really. At this
Okay,
point,
good.
anyway.
Okay, yeah. And we will review this next week, right? All right, so from here, we are in left empty step. fist under elbow, left brush knee and push. We are turning to the right, opening our hands, swing, step, polish the table and strike. And our right brush knee coming up, coming to center and standing in the corner, swing, step, polish the table and strike. Step up and punch down, coming up, coming to the center and turning to the right, sweeping our arm left and punch. Golden roosters, coming back up to the regular setting. Our arm doesn't change, our foot comes in, and at that moment, all sorts of things change. We come back, turned out to the right. We come up for our rooster, then sink, step back. Note at this moment, our right arm has relaxed and turns. That right arm is turning, palm in as we turned left and up. My legs are getting tired. And here is our repulse monkey. Left arm out, right arm extends, palm up, left arm in as the right foot goes heel, ball, toe. Weight is still in the front and your heels are still over your toes. Check your left foot, make sure it hasn't drifted in. Weight is going to now come back, turn to the right, pull with your right arm and strike out with your left. Think of pulling with your right arm. Make sure your back is still rounded and all of your weight now on your back foot, little circle. Change your footwork, change your forward hand palm up. Your right hand has come up near your shoulder, but it's in a different position. It's ready to, as you turn, and 30% strike forward. So your position before is here, not here. You know how it's usually we're striking this way, but our preparatory position is here. And look at this. When we pulled back, we were just about in that position. When we pulled back here, isn't that handy? That handy? All right. We are coming pretty close to time. Oh, any questions? You sure? All right. All right. I think we should do this one more time and then do everything we know. So let's actually just do it from the golden roosters. So punching down. Oh, you know what? Let's do it from here because we should do it from a different angle. Sorry about that. So I'll give you a second to get there. So here we are. After punch down, nicely rooted. Coming up, stepping in and turning, opening, turning to the corner, one up, one down, and stepping back, relaxing those hands, and into our second, repulse monkey, sinking, extending our arms, heel, ball, toe to the shoulder, and strike. And little circle, change our footwork, and strike. Nice. Nice. All right. I think we have time to do everything we know. Shall we try it? Prepare. Opening. White crane spreads its wings. Grasp the bird's tail. Right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Fist under elbow. Left brush knee and push. Right brush knee and push. Step up and punch down. Golden rooster stands on one leg. 1, 2. Repulse monkey. High pat on horse. All right. Any questions? We good? All right. Thank you for joining me.